Today we're starting off at the SoCal Sports Complex, and we were laughing before. We've never actually been in here. We've driven by 100 times. We've driven by through the neighborhoods and shown a ton of houses like Rancho del Oro, Ivey Ranch, which we're gonna show you in a little bit. Kind of the heart of Oceanside is actually called El Corazon Park. It's this huge parcel of land that the city owns that they have. Well, right behind us is the SoCal Sports Complex, like I just said. Huge soccer tournaments, lacrosse tournaments, this big ugly parking lot standing right behind us that you guys can't see. And it's just the way I like to say it's like the path of progress, because they're also building a new arena here for our local indoor soccer team, the San Diego Sockers, and it's called Front Wave Arena right now. We just saw some construction going on over there. But there's a lot of this going on in Oceanside where they're building up. They're trying to make some, more usable space, some more parks, some more areas for people to cruise around, for tourism, for just the energy of the city. So we had to cut out real quick. There's some bugs really bugging us right now. I don't know where they came from, but Cassidy, bring us in here.
If you're thinking about moving to San Diego, we love making these videos for you, but we are also real estate agents, so definitely get in touch with us. Call, text, email. It could be Oceanside, it could be another spot here in North County, San Diego, and we got a ton of videos to show you what it's like to live here in North County.
Yep, so we're gonna take you through a full tour of this central area of Oceanside, kind of like one of the more affordable areas of Oceanside, and let you know what it's like, where you're gonna be shopping, where you might be living, where you might be going to the park, and everything in between. So let's get into it. So we're on our way to Ivey Ranch. We just cut through one of the corporate park right across from El Corazon Park, and a lot of big names there. You saw, we'll bring up Coca-Cola, Tesla, Collision Center. There is Brixton, which is like a local clothing company. There's a Titleist like performance center where you can go get fitted for clubs. It looks, never been, but it looks pretty rad. There's like a few actual holes of golf in there. And yeah, it's just kind of that center part that's just a huge commercial district. We're actually gonna go hit lunch over there in a little bit here, so show you kind of what else is in there. But let's go to Ivey Ranch first.
So we are cruising through the heartland in Ivey Ranch. This is pretty much what you're gonna see in housing in Ivey Ranch. It's kind of that era in the 90s when a lot of these communities were built, where it's stucco houses. Most of them are 2,000 to 3,000 square feet in these neighborhoods here. But there are a lot of other ones around the neighborhoods as well. Condos, gated communities, and there's some other options too.
Yeah, and the line between, if you're looking at it on a map, which I'll show you right now, Ivey Ranch and the next little neighborhood that we're going to, Rancho del Oro, they're kind of synonymous. There are two distinct neighborhoods built at different times, a little bit different vibes, different price points, but for the most part, everybody lumps them in as the same. So when you do click that the little Ivey Ranch, Rancho del Oro thing, it's gonna bring up the whole map. That's exactly where we're covering today. You can see the SoCal Sports Complex where we started, but cruising in here too. A lot of this neighborhoods in both sections, you're kind of in these rolling hills. So some of them on the outskirts over here, you will have some views. Over in Rancho del Oro, there's some steep hills as well. So you got some views. You can look into Camp Pendleton over that way. So both do have a bunch of different little villages, little neighborhoods. And it just depends on kind of your price point, where you want to be, square footage, kind of, it's like Cassie said, it's very similar. A lot of them are very similar, but there are some differences.
If you're looking in Oceanside and Vista at the same time, you kind of see some similarities between Ivey Ranch and Shadow Ridge and Vista. The price point up here is a little bit higher, but the kind of style of homes and just kind of those architectural details you'll notice.
now we're right off Mesa Drive, Martin Luther King Jr. Park. It's one of the main parks in this little section of Oceanside, little playground. We're walking past the like indoor, is it not ice hockey, indoor
inline skate hockey.
Inline skate hockey, yeah. Inline skate hockey. There was under the cabanas over there, they're having a chili cook-off for the senior anglers of Oceanside. So it's a pretty poppin' park right now. What else we got?
We've got baseball fields, soccer fields. We've got a cool skate park. We've got a lot of, and great looking playground too. So a ton of space to explore here. Like Chris mentioned, this is one of the main parks here in this part of Oceanside, but a lot of the communities have their own little pocket parks, little playgrounds within the individual communities.
Yeah, little tot lots. There's a few other bigger to medium-sized parks, but this is probably one of the bigger ones right here. Now we made it to Rancho del Oro. They are just driving around here. There's all divided up into different little neighborhoods, different little villages. There's a ton of them. I would say countless, but you could probably count them if you really wanted to. But for the most part, they're all going to have somewhat similar style. You can see this neighborhood that we're in right now. You see a few different kind of tones on the paints and on the houses, but a lot of them are that you drive through. It's very like standard, like the same kind of one standard coat, one standard,
yeah, just tone,
yeah,
kind of,
yeah, kind
color
of
palette.
Let's call it bland, but it kind of varies from village to village. And like I said, there's a lot of different options. There's even some condo options. There's some gated community options. There are just different size floor plans, different footprints. Some have, depending on where you are in the neighborhoods, if you're like on a cul-de-sac, you're gonna have a bigger yard. So it really, it's dependent on kind of what exactly you're looking for up here. A lot of these, you can see behind us, there's a big, well actually it's one of the bigger ones, a pocket park. So a lot of these like little tot lots, pocket parks are up in here as well. So if you did have a smaller yard, you can cruise to one of those and enjoy one of that. But we're kind of right up College Boulevard. Basically, if you cruise up College Boulevard, that is like the whole Rancho del Oro area. And shopping and all that kind of stuff is going to be up on Oceanside Boulevard. We'll kind of take a lap through there in a little bit, but that's like all your shopping stores, a few restaurants, there's sports bars, Upper Crust, one of my favorite pizza spots. It's probably not the best pizza depending on where you're coming from, but to the north we have the 76, and that's where you have a lot more of the infrastructure too. What's on the 76?
You've got a lot of the big box stores. You got Home Depot, Target, Walmart. All those things are kind of right in that section, and it's kind of like in the middle of Rancho del Oro here, the same distance to get down to Oceanside Boulevard as it is to get up to those big box spots up off the 76.
So location-wise, this whole neighborhood, Ivey Ranch, Rancho del Oro area is somewhat inland. Usually you're far enough back where you don't have kind of this overcast. You're a few miles back from the ocean. Today, whatever, just kind of funky. Yesterday was with my nephew posted on Instagram. It was actually raining in like coastal Oceanside. I don't know, we're mid-October.
It rained a little in San Marcos.
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
We're at the middle section of October, which is kind of weird. It was coming from the eastern storm. Nonetheless, you're usually far enough back where you don't have this marine layer. However, right now you do. But if you want to shoot down to the beach, a lot of our other vlogs that we've made of Oceanside have been down in that area where it's, you know, they kind of up and coming. There's a lot going on down there, a lot of new cool new spots to come up, or, you know, a lot of new restaurants and shops and all that kind of stuff to check out.
So from here, you're looking at about 20 minutes to get to the ocean. If you're going to like the beach at the harbor or kind of down towards the pier, it's about the same. You'd just be going 76 or Oceanside Boulevard, or get all the way down to the 78 to get you down there. So it is pretty close. Like Chris said, it's nice that it's a little bit further back where you don't have that marine layer, or it burns off a little faster in the months that we have it. So if you're looking in this section of Oceanside, you also might be looking at kind of that northeast area of Carlsbad. You might be looking at Shadow Ridge, which we mentioned before, which is a great little spot in kind of southwest Vista. And those are just kind of comparable communities, price point wise, size, age, and kind of amenities wise too. It's a pretty much, there's a lot of those same variables in those communities.
And both of these communities that we went to today, Ivey Ranch and Rancho de Oro, both have HOAs. They're relatively inexpensive, and they're taking care of a lot of the common area. If you're in a condo, obviously you're gonna have that condo HOA, or a gated community might have a little extra. Other things about this area, to the north is Camp Pendleton. So we did have clients move in down here once and start hearing this boom. You could hear them when they are testing out there. So it's a military base. You could hear them from here. They're closer, obviously, to Camp Pendleton. I could hear them down in Encinitas, where I live too. So it's not a thing. You get used to it. They have alerts and stuff, so you can follow along and let you know when they're going to happen. There's a few cool breweries right in this section of Oceanside. Belching Beaver, OG Brewery, well, not OG, but one of the craft breweries have been around for a little bit. And then Black Plague a little further down, a little further more inland, but really quick shots to get to from here. A few other developments, so Path of Progress, which you mentioned earlier. Just to the north on the 76 is a place that it's kind of in the works, but they have got approval and it's starting to move forward. It's called Ocean Camp, and it's going to be like a resort. They're going to have some big wave pool. They're going to have some housing. So it's a huge plot of land going on over there. There's North River Farms, I believe it's called. They're in the process of getting approved, just kind of figuring out how many houses they could build. There's some blowback from the community and stuff. So they're kind of in the process of that. A little further more inland too, but it's a 300 to 500 unit housing complex that they're going to build in this area. And then El Corazon Park, where we're headed, where we started, is a lot of stuff in the works there too, as they build out Front Wave Stadium. They have the aquatic center, they have the big soccer center, but there's going to be more going in there throughout the future. So this whole area, a lot of building and stuff going around on these, open spaces.
We're fishing up here in Oceanside, right where we started, really, right across the street from where all the new development for the new arena, and there's gonna be a ton of housing and stuff that goes along with that too. We are in Ocean Ranch, one of the little centers over here. Got a couple of really cool spots. You got Felix's Barbecue, you've got Junkyard, which is a sports bar back here, a couple other just local restaurants here. So that wraps up this central Oceanside tour. Really that heart, like we talked about at the beginning, is right here, kind of the inland Oceanside. You've got Rancho de Oro, you've got Ivey Ranch, two of the bigger developments in this community, and really great options if you're looking for that kind of just suburban feel, and a great opportunity to get into a community that has a lot going on, a lot to look forward to in the future.
And so if you guys are thinking about moving to Oceanside, just a quick reminder, we are real estate agents out here in North County, San Diego. So if you need some help buying your house out here, you have some questions, hit us up, call, text, email. We got your back when moving in and around North County, San Diego. Catch you on the next one.